Greetings gamers, it's Adamati Rata Non Grata, and I'm here to play some BattleZone on the Nintendo Switch. I believe this was also released on the PlayStation 4 for the PSVR. I'm pretty sure it would be available for non-VR, although with VR I could see where this particular game stands out and maybe is a little bit easier to control as far as the aiming goes, but it's still perfectly playable without that. I haven't tried it in VR. I should, I guess, borrow my son's Meta Quest 2 or whichever one it is that he has one of these days and see if it's compatible with that or not. But for those into Atari, when you hear the name BattleZone, it's probably amongst the more memorable titles to come out of Atari. However, after they did the arcade game and then the Atari 2600 port, which was very commendable for what the 2600 was capable of, the company just couldn't really figure out what they wanted to do with it. And so there was a port in the works for the 5200 that was never released. I might have been released on Atari computers, or unofficially, perhaps. Never came to the 7800, or I don't. Maybe the ST. I'm not an expert on the ST and the Tramill era computers, but regardless, nothing came along that had the same effect as BattleZone over the years. And now when when the Lynx came along, they did do BattleZone 2000. I did a video about that where bizarrely they created this cool, interesting 3D mode, but they didn't finish it. And as is out there, the producers apparently thought that, well, everybody wanted it to look like the old stuff instead of trying something new, which I don't know where they got that thinking from. But eventually they were developing BattleZone 2000 for the Jaguar, but it got turned into Hover Strike, which amongst some Jaguar gamers is more lovingly known as Hover Suck. You can see the influences of BattleZone in Hover Strike. It's just the way that it controls and plays isn't the best, but perhaps with some more time in the oven, or had the Jaguar 2 been able to come along, the concept could have been more like this. As there are some elements that are in this version of BattleZone. This one was released in 2017, that were, I don't know if the team that worked on this at Rebellion knew about them or not, but that there are some tiny similarities there. But as what happened, BattleZone was done for the PC in the 90s. I never played that version though. Can't remember if it just came out on PC or if it also might have been available on the PS1. I don't recall there being any other iterations of BattleZone for consoles or PC. But back in 2012, Atari, which was purchased by Infogrames, whatever it's called, the French company, in 2002, they also didn't really know what to do with BattleZone, and they actually got to the point where they had to declare bankruptcy. And so in 2012 they put a bunch of Atari IP up for sale. The more valuable ones, they put them up for sale individually. I recall seeing the auction where you could buy the Atari logo, the brand name, and a bunch of the 70s arcade creations like Pong and Tank and such for $2 million. But after Rebellion, the UK-based developer, which did Alien vs. Predator for the Jaguar, as well as Checkered Flag and Skyhammer, and of course they're better known for a bunch of other games on other platforms, particularly the PC, such as Sniper Elite, and they did do Aliens vs. Predator. I think all of them, or at least a few of them, over the years. They bought BattleZone for, I think it was $250,000, and when Atari saw got that money, they decided to not sell off the the remaining IP. I think they did sell a few of the lesser known ones off, but BattleZone did not survive. That's why this one, when that was released in 2017, does not have the Atari logo on it. I don't think there's any reference to anything Atari in particular there, and as of 2023 this game is still a Rebellion IP. However, this is the only game that they've created out of it. Now, I would recommend it. I think it's a fantastic recreation of the base concept. Obviously, it doesn't work well for arcades. I would not say that this would be able to be thrown into an arcade machine today and have it work. I mean, you could do it with these graphics and certain elements, but it would have to be arcadified, where you can have menus that you could sit on and forever. They'd have to be timed, and it'd have to be quick, and the action would also have to be sped up. The pace would have to be a lot quicker, because the way arcade games work is they're a little bit more like roller coasters, where it's a lot of action in a short amount of time. You can't sit around, you can't farm items, stuff like that. And so this newer version was obviously designed for consoles, and one cool thing about it, as you just saw there on the map, every time you start a new campaign, it has these seeds, and you can do a random seed where it pulls up a completely new arrangement of those hexagons of these levels. And sometimes you do encounter these particular scenarios and levels where you have to like take over a base while defending your own, or go hack into certain enemy installations, and so there's a variety of missions that are peppered throughout here. And as I will not do commentary of this full video because it's around 30 minutes long, but you will see an instance where I get to one of those hexagons and pick it, and it doesn't actually have a level that you go exploring through. It has some text, and you read through this scenario of, oh, you found this gigantic ancient crashed spaceship, and then it gave me some options to pick some shapes in a room, and I guess if I had picked the right combination, then a cool thing would happen. Pick the wrong combination, a bad thing happens, that sort of thing. And sometimes I've seen other scenarios where you get a hexagon and it just says, this place is eerily quiet, move on to the next one. It's like, okay. But your goal here is, I think, as I recall, you're fighting this AI, and you're trying to reach that AI, but as you play through, it updates and it becomes more powerful, which means that the enemies become smarter and tougher, and so you do gain new abilities and such. But I'm a little bit rusty on my play here. It's been a long time since I did play it, but you want to get to supply depots where you can spend your credits to purchase better weapons, and depending on the loadout that you have on your tank, it will determine your performance as you go along. And you can also upgrade your shields and things like that. And one thing that I keep forgetting to use as I play throughout this is the special ability, which here is marked Rot Mark 1, which I don't recall what that one does, but there's a number of them that you can pick, and just got to remember to push A sometimes to use them. And yeah, just being smart about how you manage your tank's abilities and such. But yeah, this is a great game. I'd highly recommend it if you've not played it before. Be interesting to see if Rebellion picks this one up again in the future. I mean, I hope they do, but of course it probably didn't do quite as well as, say, Sniper Elite 4 or whichever the latest one is, and so they're going to focus on the ones that are the easier money. But I like the look of this. To me, it didn't have to have the old vector look to it. Using the flat shaded polygon style works for me. And maybe that's just because I grew up playing some of those games, and so it still seems to fit the universe, and in a way the cockpit, being as large as it is, also kind of fits with Hover Strike, as well as the way that the tank sort of flows around. It's just the controls on this are far superior to Hover Strike, and the way that the tank handles is better. It's like if Hover Strike had handled like this does, then that would have been a better game. Of course, it would have needed more to it as well, but you know, that one did have the missions and such, just not procedurally generated and randomized like this one is. Everything had been set up by hand there. But anyways, I'll stop yapping now and let you enjoy the rest of this if you'd like to watch through as I go to attack one of the bases for the AI. The ultimate one has the like the 4 colors there. Oh, and those yellow spires that you see there, that's your ultimate goal that you want to reach, but you do want to go through and destroy the AI's white towers, because I think that makes it easier when you get to that final scenario. But yeah, lots of cool options and lots of repeat play value in this one. So again, 2 thumbs up, would highly recommend. Thanks for watching, and keep going if you'd like, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Commencing. Weapons factory accessed. Weapon blueprint downloaded. Wave 1 defeated. Defeated. Allied base successfully defended. Extraction in 4, 3, 2, 1. Destroy the shield generator. Facility on lockdown. Take out the defensive unit to access the interior. The shield generator facility. advance to the central chamber. Defend yourself while our techs deactivate the security blast doors. Guard patrol. Open. Get to the shield generator. Hack commencing. Power relay accessed. Enemy power level reduced. destroy the shield generator. At 75%. generator at 50%. Shield generator at 25%. AI core defenses reduced. Extraction in 4, 3, 2, 1.